In my last video, I started the process of going back to games that I had left uncompleted and cleaning up the trophies for them. In this video, I'm going to continue that process, but this time I'm going after games that I have left uncompleted for the longest. The 3 games I chose for this video are all ones that I started over 4 years ago when I first got my PS5. As of the start of this video, my trophy stats are 52.5% completion with a total of 62 platinum trophies. And before we get started, make sure you subscribe because over 80% of you guys are not subscribed yet, and I'm sure no one would want to miss out on any upcoming videos, right? Anyways, with all that yapping out of the way, let's get into our first game. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is actually the first game I ever got on my PS5. I remember really enjoying the game and also being interested in platinum trophies at the time, but I never really bothered with this game, and I haven't touched it since 4 years ago when I first got my PS5 along with this game. All I really did in this game was complete the main story, so we still have lots of trophies left to go for here. Now, I haven't played this game in over 4 years, so I decided to reacclimate myself with the gameplay by hopping into the battle arena and going for the trophy. Can't stop me for completing a Gold Cup Battleplex challenge. This might not have been the best place to start off because there's no way it's supposed to be this difficult. My main issue was that I completely forgot this game has a bunch of weapons and a weapon wheel and the ability to switch between weapons, and I was only switching between 2 of the guns that I had. And with only 2 guns being used, I kept running out of ammo repeatedly and dying because of it. Somehow, despite these stupidly pointless limitations I was putting on myself, I was able to beat one of these challenges with only 2 guns, by the way, and get the trophy. Alright, that was kinda tough, but I mean, I haven't played this game in like 5 years, so not too bad. Next up, I headed back to the bar area to pop some of the easy trophies for playing 3 songs on this jukebox. After that, I got back into my ship and flew off to the planet called Savali for another quick and easy trophy here. All I had to do was go up to this guy who's chilling in the hot springs. While I was here, I stumbled upon something called a Lorb, which we will need later for a trophy called Might Have Broken Something for collecting 3 of these. Next, I went to the planet Sargos for what again should have been another easy trophy, but since I was still getting back into the game, I really didn't know my way around at all or even the movement of this game, so it was a bit of a struggle to get to this one. This one was called Lombax and Chill, and was simply for turning on the TV in Rivet's lair. While I was there, I was also able to pick up this little teddy bear, which is one of 9 I needed to collect for the trophy Unbearably Awesome. From here, I went back to the start of this area where I started a quest in which I had to collect a bunch of these weird purple plant things and feed them to this dragon guy for a trophy. Although the trophy only requires you to get 10 of these, we need to grab 50 more of them to finish off the quest and get a spy bot, which we need in order to unlock the gun, the Rhino, for the trophy Aim to Misbehave. Most of them were easy to get while following a guide, but it took me a while to get all the high up ones because for some reason, out of all the dragons you can fly around on this map, only one of them can actually get you this. While going for these, I also ran into this big guy who I need to kill for the trophy Extinction Event. And since I'm just like a veteran and amazing at this game, I made quick work of him and got the trophy for wiping out his entire bloodline. After that, I continued working on getting the purple flowers and was able to get the spy bot. The next place I decided to go was Blizzard Prime, which we will talk about this planet more later. But for now, I was here to complete a simple quest involving collecting honey for the trophy Sweet Sweet Victory. This was just a basic point defense level, but since I'm still just trash at this game, I somehow managed to die and had to restart the entire thing again. Making sure to lock in this time, I was able to beat this quest without dying, like I should have the first time, and got the trophy. There we go. I don't know why that took me more than 1 try. Shouldn't have been that hard. With that one out of the way, I decided to stay on this planet and I took a crack at what is by far the most annoying and stupid trophy in this game. Shifty Character is obtained by hitting every single one of these crystals that change the look of the planet. There are only 29 of these in the game, so you might be asking, well, that doesn't sound too bad, right? What's wrong with this one? Well, the issue is that this is the one and only missable trophy in the game, and tracking which ones you have already hit is a complete joke. The reason that this trophy is missable is because some of the trophies are locked behind this elevator, which cannot be accessed after completing the main story. I'd gone around the planet hitting as many crystals as I possibly could, and the counter was going up, but I was still missing some. So I assumed that, of course, they were stuck behind the elevator area. Looking online, I found that there is a way to get back here by jumping over the barrier, but I quickly found out that the developers have actually patched it and added a stupid invisible wall to block you from it. This meant that the only way to do the trick was by deleting the game and reinstalling it, then making sure that the game doesn't download the latest update so it doesn't have the patch with the fix in it. I didn't want to do it right now though and risk messing up some of the other trophies, so I held off on it and went back to Savali to get the other Lorbs, which were super easy to find, but upon collecting the third one the trophy didn't pop. I didn't realize initially, but I actually just had to go talk to this crocodile over here to start the quest. To avoid having to come back to this planet again, I quickly went to grab the spy bot that was hidden on this planet. This one was a little trickier to get to because, again, I don't know these areas, but I was eventually able to get to it. At this point I decided to just go for the other spy bots as well. The next one was on Corson V and took some fighting to get to, but wasn't anything crazy challenging. Our next spy bot was on the planet Cordelian, which is also the other planet where I had to hit some of the crystals for that stupidly missable trophy. So while I was there, I was trying to hit all the crystals that I could find, but of course still there was no trophy popping. The spy bot, however, was not difficult to get at all and only required me to grapple up to this platform. Before I left this area, I went to check how many crystals I had left to hit, and of course I was only missing one of them. The next spy bot was on Ardorlis and again was super easy to get. The 10th and final spy bot was back at the combat arena where I had to beat this challenge in order to unlock it. This was one of the challenges I had initially tried at the start of getting back into the game, and needless to say, now that I realized I had a ton of weapons and I could switch to them, running out of ammo wasn't a problem this time and I was able to beat it first try. I then went out to the weapon shop to buy the Rhino gun and the trophy for obtaining it. After that I started going for the teddy bears, which was the last collectible I needed to get in the game. Most of them weren't anything difficult to get, but a few of them had me running around in areas with absolutely no idea how to get to them, even with the guide. I think that one of this game's biggest issues is how backtracking is handled. When you have collectibles in a game and the areas that they're in aren't easy to get to, and just have you running around like a headless chicken trying to find them, it's not fun. Eventually, after running back and forth in the same area for what felt like hours, I was able to get the last of these stupid bears, with the last one being back on good old Blizzard Prime. With all the collectibles finished up, it was here that I decided would be a good point to uninstall the game and try going for those crystals again. Loading back into the game without any updates this time wasn't really too bad. It was just annoying because there was no performance mode, so the game was stuck in 30 FPS. Making my way back to the elevator and jumping inside was actually super easy. At the top, in order to get to where the crystals were, I had to go on this rail, which got me the trophy for doing tricks on it. Once I got over to the crystals, I made sure to hit every single one of them, but still, the trophy was not popping. I had thought that I had maybe missed some back on Cordelian, so I went there again, hit them all again, but of course, still no trophy. At this point, I really had no other options but to start a New Game Plus playthrough and hope that I could get the trophy that way. Sounds annoying, but it's not too bad because some of the trophies I was missing could be done in the New Game Plus mode, and some of them had to be done in the New Game Plus mode. While going through New Game Plus, I was also trying to use the Void Repulsor as much as possible to level up to level 5 so it could become the Void Reactor, which I needed for the trophy return policy. I was also playing on the easiest difficulty so that I could get through the game as quick as possible. Not too long after starting this playthrough, I came across the gun shop again, where I was able to purchase the 2 New Game Plus exclusive guns and get a trophy for it. Normally this is all that you would have to do for the New Game Plus playthrough, but since these crystals are still haunting me, I had to go way further into the game. After making it to the next area, I went through this rift to bounce on some balloons, earning me another super easy trophy. As soon as getting this trophy, I was also able to upgrade the Void Repulsor to level 5. From here, the only 2 trophies I had left were the Stupid Crystal one and Return Policy for killing 10 enemies with return shots from the Void Reactor. Eventually I made my way back to Blizzard Prime and made sure I hit every single crystal on this planet. I wasn't expecting for the trophy to pop here because I heard that the counter does get reset when you start a New Game Plus playthrough, so I knew that I would have to go to the next planet with the crystals and get those ones as well. Which eventually I did get to and finally made it to the last crystal. But still, no trophy was popping. So it seems like yet again, somehow, I missed one. So for the 100th time, I went back to Blizzard Prime and started hitting the crystals again, hoping and praying that the trophy wasn't glitched or something. When eventually, this finally happened. If this isn't the last crystal, then I have no idea. Oh man. Finally, that is the worst trophy in this entire game. That is just stupid. I really thought it wasn't gonna pop at all, but apparently I missed this one somehow. With only one trophy left, I went back to the battle arena because it would be the easiest place to farm some kills with the void reactor. Basically all you have to do is hold out the shield and let it stop some bullets, which will create these little energy blasts on the shield to be shot back at the enemies. This one was a bit tricky and took some time to figure out, but nowhere near as annoying as the last trophy. And eventually, after some trial and error, I finally got the last trophy for this game along with the platinum. There we go. That one took a while. Kind of weird weapon to use, but we got it. And platinum. After like 4 or 5 years. And I'm glad to be done with this because that one trophy just kind of ruined the game for me, honestly. After 4 years, I had finally platinumed Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I do remember enjoying this game, but at least playing it this time around, the Crystal Trophy really soiled the experience for me. I cannot understand in any way why the developers would add a singular missable trophy to the game, and then patch it out, and then patch out the workaround for it. Just some evil developers behind this decision. But now it is finally over and we can move on to the next game. Guardians of the Galaxy is a game that I've actually tried to platinum a couple of times before. Originally when I first beat the game, I did want to go for the platinum, but I gave up on it. And there was another time that I actually did come back to it to try and clean up the trophies, but I also dropped it again. This is mainly because of the collectibles in this game just being completely stupid and not saving across playthroughs. Some of them do save, some of them don't. Some of them you'll go to try and get them in chapter select and then they won't save when you go to the next chapter or the previous chapter, just making it a complete pain to go after the collectibles for this game. This essentially makes it so that you have no other choice but to do a completely new playthrough of the game to go after the collectibles. But 4 years later, I've finally decided enough's enough and it's time to go and replay this game and get the platinum trophy. The trophies that I have left are managerial skills for finding and collecting all of the single Guardians items, fashion passion for finding and equipping all outfits in the game, lore hoarder for collecting 65% of the galactic compendium entries in a single category, and Drax the Dismemberer for dismembering an Inquisitor with Drax's call to action. So, all of these trophies except for one are collectible related. The good news is that for Lore Hoarder we only need 65% of everything, and the other two trophies, the outfits and Guardian items, actually carry over across saves. So I shouldn't have to complete a full playthrough of this game. Loading into this level, I made sure to scan as many things as possible for the Lore Hoarder trophy, as well as make sure I don't miss any of the archives, because those are the ones that can't be collected through chapter select for some completely stupid reason. In this level I collected a few missing things, but most of them, like the Guardian items, I had already collected in previous attempts at this trophy. Level 2 only had collectibles that had previously saved across previous playthroughs, so I got nothing from this level. In level 3 I found some more archives, but also got a costume that I was missing and continued scanning as many things in the level as I could. Level 4 showed me how slow this game can really feel sometimes if you're just trying to skip through the story and get through the game. But I did find another costume, more archives, and I actually did miss an archive in this level because I was too distracted watching the Game Awards. Moving on to level 5, there wasn't a whole lot I was missing here, but in level 6 I was able to pick up a few collectible items, but still not enough to pop the trophy. However, in level 7 I picked up one that did earn me a trophy.
Mother knows best.
Hey, we got one, finally. Find all of a Guardian's collectibles for one Guardian. Level 8 was just more archives, and level 9 just involved going around the ship and picking up the items that I've already collected so that you can actually add them to the count. Level 10 only had one thing that I didn't have, which was an archive, and level 11 has no collectibles at all. Level 12 did have some collectibles to get, but I also got lucky while fighting some of the enemies and was able to get Drax's call to action for a trophy. Oh, there we go. I was wondering about that one. Just randomly got it, I guess. Once making it to level 13, I was starting to get a bit worried about the collectibles trophy because I counted everything in the Galactic Compendium, and based on the numbers, I was within the 65% range, but the trophy was not popping yet. I was really starting to get worried here that I would have to go for yet again another playthrough of this game, but after a fight with Fin Fang Foom, this giant dragon guy, the trophy just randomly popped. Yes, man, finally. I was so worried about it. I kept checking and checking and checking, and it was like, I thought I had enough for everything, but I guess not. I don't know why beating that level popped it, but glad it did. I'm really not sure why it popped here because I didn't even collect anything at this point, but hey, I'm not going to complain about it. With that little trophy scare out of the way, all I had left to do was collect one more costume for Gamora, and then the trophy for having all costumes was mine. It took a little while, but eventually I did find it. I should just have to try on all the costumes now. There we go. Fashion Passion. And finally, the Platinum Trophy. This game took me way too long to finish up again. And that concludes the 4-year battle for the Guardians of the Galaxy Platinum Trophy. I know in this video it may seem like this took no time at all, but trust me, it was kind of a grind to go after all these collectibles. Guardians is a very underrated game, mainly due to the failure of Square Enix's last Marvel game, which was, of course, Marvel's Avengers. But this game is really great. The part that's not so great, of course, is the collectibles. It's just dumb that some of them save, some of them don't. Some of them make you play the whole game again and are missable. Other than these terrible collectibles, I really don't have any complaints with this game and would highly recommend that everyone watching this goes and gives it a try. And hopefully maybe one day we can actually get a sequel for this game. Anyways, let's move on to our last game of the video. Much like Ratchet and Clank, Horizon Zero Dawn is one of the first games that I got with my PS5. I had always heard really good things about this game. I mean, just look at it. It looks sick. Who isn't going to want to play a game about robot dinosaurs? I originally went into this game with super high expectations, but honestly, it just never really clicked with me for some reason. I remember dropping the game before I even finished the main story, and eventually came back to it to finish the story up at one point. But I guess even coming back to it again, I never felt it was good enough to get the platinum. Getting back into Horizon, I still had over half the trophy list to obtain, and to start things off and refamiliarize myself with the game, I decided to go after all the remaining Tallnecks. Which, very annoyingly and disappointingly, the footage is corrupted for. I'm also missing footage for the next trophy I went for, which was clearing all the corruption areas, and another one for scanning all machines in the game. I don't have the footage to prove it, but this was going terribly. I really did not remember how to play this game at all, and I was just dying again and again and again. And kinda, maybe, sorta, turn the difficulty down to story. Sorry, not sorry. Maybe that's shameful, but hey, I'm just trying to finish this game up as quick as I possibly can. Finally, having some non-corrupted footage, I started going for the trophy All Suns at All Grounds for completing all of the hunting grounds with the max rank. The hunting grounds are areas where you can start a challenge with varying objectives that involve killing machines in different ways. Each hunting ground has 3 different challenges, and for this trophy I would have to get max rank in all of the challenges at a single hunting ground and then later at all hunting grounds. The first of these hunting grounds was relatively easy, and upon completing the 3rd challenge here, I was actually awarded with 2 trophies. One was for earning at least half a sun at all challenges, and one was for earning blazing suns at all challenges. Which, the blazing sun is the max rank you can get. And I also got the trophy for reaching level 40. The rest of these hunting grounds weren't really anything exceptionally hard, except for the stealth one, which did give me some trouble and took me way too long to beat. But after beating the ones at the hunting ground that gave me so much trouble, I was able to complete the final one and get 2 more trophies. Here we go, all of them are done. Blazing suns at all grounds, all suns at all grounds. Done with the hunting trials, finally. With the hunting grounds out of the way, I started going for all the bandit camps to get the trophy for taking all of them out. This was just a complete cakewalk because I'm super good at the game and totally not because I'm playing on easy mode. I mean, story mode. Not even easy mode. No, I promise guys, I'm just good. Next up were the cauldrons, which are basically just little dungeons that have a core at the center that you need to override, which overriding the cores gives you the ability to control different machines in the game. I only had 2 of these left, so they also didn't take me very long, and the hardest part about them was trying to figure out where to go in some cases. But of course, I was able to get through them with relative ease. The cauldrons were actually the last thing to complete on the map, so now it was time to start going on a collectible hunt. This game has 4 different types of collectibles that can be found all around the map. These are the metal flowers, which there are a total of 30 of, the Banuk figures, which there are 6 of, the ancient vessels, which are just cups from the past, so vessels of water I guess, and there are 12 of those to collect, and the final collectible is the vantages, which are by far the coolest. They show a glimpse of how a given area used to look like before the whole robot apocalypse thing or whatever happens in this game, and there are also 12 of these to get. Starting this off, I've never actually found the vantages before, so I got a trophy for collecting my first one ever, and the same goes for the Banuk figures. These collectibles luckily are all marked on the map, so they're super easy to find and track. It was just a bit tedious to go after them though. While going for one of the metal flowers, I ran into this big guy and kinda had a feeling it might be one of the last machines I never overridden before. And there's a trophy that requires you to override 7 types of machines, and turns out I was right. Then later, while going for one of the vantages, I ran into this giant bird machine and had no choice but to fight him. But it turns out this was actually the last machine I needed to kill for the Kill All Combat Machines trophy. From there I found the last of the vessels, Banuk figures, and vantages. While going after the last of the metal flowers, I also got the last skill point I needed to unlock all skills and got a trophy for that. And then found the last metal flower in this little cave area. Next I started going after a quest line for the trophy Aided the Defectors, where all I had to do was complete the 2 quests in this quest line. During the second quest I had a run-in with this mole machine, which turned out to be the last one I needed to kill for the Kill All Acquisition Machines trophy. From there, the end of the quest just required me to kill a couple more enemies, and the quest ended with the most unnecessarily long cutscene I've ever seen in a video game. Like, I met these characters 30 minutes ago, they are not important to me, why are we getting close zoom ups on them? Then, after sitting through that long cutscene, the trophy popped. The next trophy I went for also required me to complete another quest line, but this one was a bit longer. It mainly just required me to go back and forth at this hunter lodge, going out and killing machines to prove myself, and ended with this machine that was kinda hyped up the whole quest line, but just ended up to be a normal enemy. After that, I made my way back to the hunter's lodge and got the trophy. With only 5 more trophies left to get, I decided to go for another quick one for knocking down 23 training dummies. This one was pretty easy, all the training dummies are located in the villages around the first area of the game, so I just had to travel to them and knock them over. Alright, this should be the last one, hopefully. There we go. Next I went for the ancient armor set, which of course gives a trophy for unlocking it. To get this armor, you need to go around to these underground ruin areas and find power cells. There are a total of 5 of these, which aren't too hard to get, except for the second one, which felt like just navigating a complete maze to get to. One of the places I had went to, I had already actually gotten the power cell for, and going to the next one, I noticed something being said about collecting 5 of them already. So I got a bit lucky here and didn't have to go for any more. Once I got that one, I went to this other ruin where the armor was located, put the power cells in, and grabbed the armor. With only 3 more trophies to go, I tracked down the last transport machine I needed for killing all of them. I thought for sure that it was the fire bellow back, but it turned out to be the behemoth enemy. When I got to it, I shot it and was actually surprised with a trophy.
I can get out of this.
Hey, level 50. Okay, and I think There we go. Transport machine's killed. Swear I killed one of them before, but I guess not. With those two out of the way, we only had one more trophy to get, but it requires me to do a bunch of side quests because I don't like this game very much and I never played the side quests ever. None of these quests were anything difficult, so let's just run through them real quick. The first one I went for was called A Moment's Peace, where I just had to go to this village, examine this artifact, and then defend the village from an attack. The next one was called Honor the Fallen, which was super easy, basically just requiring me to go to these 3 locations marked on the map. Next was a quest called Sun and Shadow, where I had to track down this guy's daughter and bring her home. The next quest was Sunstone Rock, where I had to save this town from an attack and then track down some people from their village. And the last of these quests I needed to do was called A Daughter's Vengeance, where we go across the entire map looking for some girl and saving her from capture. With all these quests completed, all I had to do was start the mainline quest that takes place at the end of the game and take a nap for the platinum. Okay, so I think all I have to do is go sleep and then I should get the platinum. Skip. There we go. All allies joined. All trophies obtained. I am very happy to be done with this game. For now at least, because as you can see 70%, so we still have the DLC to do at some point, but yeah, not right now. Horizon Zero Dawn is a cool game and all, and I really wish I did like it. The setting and world of this game is just super cool, and I love everything about it, but the gameplay just annoys me more often than I find it enjoyable. There's so many times where I'm trying to get up a cliff and just could not find the correct spot to do it, because there's only certain ledges you're allowed to grab. So then I would just try jumping up the cliff, hoping that I would find a spot on the wall or somehow cheese my way up it. If this game just had a free climb mechanic similar to something like Breath in the Wild, this game would be 100 times more enjoyable. Also, the mounts in this game feel so slow and are terrible at moving on anything that isn't just a flat trail. Yeah, coming back to this game did not make me like it any more than I did before. It just made me realize why I hated it. Unfortunately, I still have trophies left for the DLC, which I'm not looking forward to at all, but I'm sure that at some point I will come back for them. Alright, so after completing these 3 games, my trophy completion percentage has gone up to 53.53%, going up by a whopping 0.68%. And now with a total of 65 platinum trophies. I just wanted to say before the video ends, if you're watching and you made it this far, thank you so much, it really means a lot. I know it's been a super long video again. Hopefully you did enjoy, and if so, I would just ask you leave a like, maybe subscribe, comment below what kind of games you want to see me play next, and yeah, hopefully I'll see all of you in the next video.